Somewhere that's, no piranhas and all that. Just some.
I don't think you'll die lah.
Okay.
Injured, I cannot promise.
Okay. Zenscape. Hey guys, welcome back to Zenscape. Today we'll be talking to Wilson, who owns AardenAsia, a company that's been in the aquarium industry for almost 20 years. And we have a surprise for you at the end of the video, especially plant lovers. You'll want to stay till the end because you're really in for a treat. Wink, wink. Let's dive in. All right, Wilson, thank you for having us here today. Just first question, how did all this come about? AardenAsia, and we heard that you were from the electronics and cars industry, and then you made the switch to the aquarium industry. How did that happen?
Wow, long story. To cut it short, basically, when I got married to my wife, because our family business does ornamental fish and aquatic plants export. So that was how I first got into contact with the industry. And as we move along, I got in touch with more and more stuff, and that got me interested in plants and fishes.
Right.
Then I realized that the company was missing something, and it was the local market. So that's when I started AardenAsia to distribute and promote the hobby in Singapore and in the region.
Okay. And was that career switch in a way it's a career switch. Was it quite a difficult journey for you, or it's quite intuitive,
I think it just happened naturally. It was not I didn't make the decision to say, okay, I needed a career switch. It was, it just occurred naturally that before I knew it, I was doing it actively, and that was what happened. Yeah.
Okay. So what products do AardenAsia stock?
AardenAsia, basically, we started, the very first brand that we took on was actually Tropica and Denela, I believe. And then we took on Prodibio, and we started our own aquatic farmer brand. And now we do Colombo and a few other brands.
Right. Yeah. So a variety of accessories, plants.
Yep.
Different things like would you say most things that a person would need in a
to set up a tank, yes. We are trying to get there, but we're almost there.
Okay. And where can most people find your products?
You can find it on shops. I think we have our own Shopee and online shops as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And retail stores and
your
products are there. Okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about the Hygrophila chive, which is one of the reasons why we're talking as well. I mean, a big reason as well. How did you first notice the mutation?
A part of my job actually requires me to visit the farm on a daily basis. So then you look at around the farm and see if there's anything wrong, and you correct basically the. So one day I was walking along one of the ponds.
Yeah.
Then I realized, and I noticed this bright colored plant that was in one of the whole green. I realized, it looks a bit different. So I inspected the plant. I realized that it was a mutation, but I didn't know whether, the mutation occurred naturally. But it was a bit different from what we have currently as we know as Hygrophila sp chive.
Yeah.
So I actually removed the plant. So we cultivated it separately from the rest. And it took a while. It really took a while, because if I'm not sure if you know Tom Barr.
Yes.
Yeah. So we spoke about it, and he knew how long it took before we could commercialize the plant. Because we lost it. We nearly lost the plant a few times.
Wow.
Yeah. Before we could get it stable for commercial production.
Right. And how big was it when you first discovered that mutation?
How big was it?
Was it just a small sprout, or was it already full grown?
It was a really small sprout. I think it was about this size.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And then it was only one plant. So we were not sure how well we could actually get it going. Yeah.
And the stakes were very high lah. Because
if you put it
there's only one, right?
Yeah, there's only one.
Wow, okay. And so what is the process of trying to, cultivate this one plant, which you may not even know fully, what it takes to help it thrive and all that?
Okay, so basically what we did was we had to follow whatever procedure we had with because we found a mutation in the green, right? So we basically followed the requirements that was needed for that particular species
Okay.
of plant.
Right.
And then we had to isolate it because we were worried that we will lose the plants. So when we noticed that we could, because that plant itself, we could actually do cuttings. So we cut and separated the plant maybe 3 or 5 times before we could get a substantial mother stock. Then we started to shift it into in the farm to see if we can grow it in huge amounts. But then the plant itself was not easy. It was the growth was not very fast, and then I'm not sure if it was seasonal plant because we almost lost that whole plot. I think 3 or 4 times before we could grow it
Like sustainably.
reliably. Then after that, we moved it into the lab. Then it was a bit more reliable for us.
Right, because
Or
of
there's
control
a
environment.
safety net.
Right.
Because we knew that if we clean the plant and we move it into the tissue culture environment, right, then no matter what happened, we still had the mother stock. Instead of being wiped out completely and then losing it totally
Understand.
forever. Yeah.
It's like a backup drive.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Store it in cloud somewhere.
yeah. So it's safe, thank God. Yeah. Wow. And what does it need to thrive that's maybe different from its originating Hygrophila species?
What was needed? Oh wow.
Yeah. How do you help this plant thrive?
Okay, for us, right, when we did the plant itself, right, we basically tested the plant in 2 different environments. So what we need to do is we need for it to grow commercially, to be commercially viable for the farm. So once we are able to achieve that, right, we moved it into the aquarium.
Okay.
That's the second part where we knew that if we could produce, the plant need to survive and adapt in the aquarium before we could sell it.
Yes.
So I think for us to divulge, I think it's better that the hobbyists find out by themselves.
Oh, okay.
Because I think Dennis Wong, he was one of the first few,
To
I
try
wouldn't
it
say a
out, is it?
hobbyist.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Horticulturist.
Yeah. One of the good friends that we passed the plants to, for him to try out, and you can actually read his blog to find out,
we do read his
you know,
blog,
to find out what is it that he was the first person to actually document how to grow the chai.
Okay.
So we work with him because I mean we are still farmers.
Yeah.
So we pass that to people that we work with, like for you guys, you know, so that we can spread the hobby lah. I mean for Dennis, he specialized in that. So I mean it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Definitely.
For him, he can document a new plant. For us, we can sell.
Yes.
For you guys, it's the same.
Yeah. That's
I think
true.
that's a circular economy that we want to help.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for that.
No
yeah.
problem.
I mean, it does take many more hands make light work, right? In a way. Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, for our viewers, we will put the link of the blog article you're referring to on how to grow the Hygrophila chai well and all that. Yeah, we put it in the description for you guys.
Yeah, please read.
Yeah, please read.
Find out more.
Yeah, and just for those who don't know, like, what is the origin of the name? The variety that you've named it chai. Yeah.
Okay, that's a question that chai is actually my wife's name. So when I found the plant and basically I named it after my wife.
Okay, nice. And any other discoveries since then? Just curious.
We actually have a few, but now, initially when we found new plants, right, it was actually through our exploration overseas or through visiting different farms. So we actually brought a few different species to the world platform because our sales channel is always through the big companies.
Right.
So like we brought the Araguay, we brought the Louigia, SP Tornado. I'm not sure if you knew it.
No,
or they call it the Twist.
Okay, I'll go check it out. Definitely.
So there are a few plants that we actually brought it up. But it's always through linking up with hobbies because hobbies are always the first few to get new plants. So for us, the channels that we go through now for our own discovery or not discovery, our own hybrids, we do it through our tissue culture lab.
Right.
So it's always through, the first release will always be through our tissue culture lab, the aquatic farmer brand.
Wow, okay.
So now it's more lab work than food work. Initially, we always go Indonesia or Malaysia or Vietnam to explore and see if there are new plants in the jungle. But now less and less. COVID stopped everything.
Right. Wow. So you guys have been on quite a few expeditions to, I guess, just to explore.
Yeah. We do.
Wow. Okay. I think that's one of my dreams, actually, to go on something like that. I mean, somewhere that's no piranhas and all that. Just somewhere safe.
Regionally, it's okay.
Regionally, it's okay.
Yeah. But
okay.
Prepared to get wet and dirty.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. I just cannot get injured or dead. That's that's the main thing.
I don't think you'll die.
Okay.
Injured, I cannot promise.
Okay. No, you don't know, like those
joking.
venomous snakes or who knows. I mean, I picture like those Indiana Jones kind of scenario.
No. Actually, it's quite safe. It's just firstly we identify the area we want to go. Then we try and find out as much as possible what plants is in that region.
Right.
Is there any new plant? Any possibility that we will find new plants? So then we'll land. We'll find a local guide. We'll take a car and we'll drive along the river or the mountains. Then we'll stop. Then we'll get into the river.
Right.
Wander around and try and see if there's anything.
Like, do you actually dive in with
we
snorkeling gear or what?
Actually, most of the rivers that we find water plants, right, it's not very deep.
Okay.
So maybe knee max.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can actually look around and you can see it because the water are quite clear. Muddy waters, we have not been able to really find any plants.
I see.
So it's normally clear flowing water.
And do you guys also look out for like fish and other things?
Of course.
Okay. Right,
so we get our fish house manager to go with us.
The whole gang.
Yeah, so we look for plants and fish at the same time.
Wow, sounds fun. And if someone, let's say one of our viewers, like, oh, it sounds interesting, I would like to go on an expedition. How would they go about doing something like that? Or is it not as accessible as it sounds?
Actually, it's doable if they spend enough time to find, but you need a local contact, I guess.
Okay.
But if you want to do it yourself, I think you can do it, but it might not have the same end result, I guess.
Okay.
Because when you find something, you need to. It's either you need to harvest, to catch, and sometimes you need permission to do it. Then you need to bag it, and you need to keep it safe before you can transport it.
Right. So there's quite a bit of prep and even specific logistics to bring for it. Okay. And if you have no experience in it, it's actually not easy. Like, you should actually tag along if you ever want to do it.
Well, you can find something, but I'm not sure if you can get it back alive.
Okay. Maybe just get a photo back.
Yeah.
Okay. And other than the Hygrophila chai, what would you say is your favorite plant and why? If you have one.
Wow, my favorite plant.
Difficult question, I know.
Difficult question. Okay, I think chai is...
For any reason, yeah.
For any reason?
Yeah, I mean, but not the chai.
Not the chai, besides the chai.
Besides the chai.
The very snail.
Okay, and why
Spiralis.
Okay.
That was one, because when I first got into the industry, I had to maybe do my own production as well. So the Spiralis was the very first plant species that I was able to cultivate and produce on a commercial scale. So that's something that always remained with me.
Right, because of what it meant in terms of the memory, right?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. And I guess before we end, like one pro tip that we could have from you, if someone wanted to start a planted aquarium, what is one piece of equipment that you feel they must prioritize? Like, don't skimp on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Equipment.
Of course, ideally we say everything, right? But if really there was something,
cycle your water.
Needs to be priority. Oh, cycle water.
Before you do anything, cycle it properly first. That's what I always do. I think that's something important.
Yeah.
The rest of the things, I think, will come naturally.
Right. So ensure
Yeah,
the beneficial bacteria colony is strong and stable at first. Got it. Wow. Thank you so much, Wilson, for all your insights and stories. It was really enjoyable. I'm sure you guys enjoyed what you guys watched as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell. And thank you for staying to the end, because here's your reward. We are giving away 3 tubs of Hygrophila SP chai. To win, details are in the description, links are in the description. Basically, it's on our Instagram page. Until next time, scape zenly.